in Saints Central, your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, running like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being in with us at this episode of the show, man. Much love to the fam, man. Game over for the Rams as the Rams didn't walk out on the field. They get the victory over the Saints. The Saints lose, man. It's crazy, man. Saints, and that's the final as it ticks down, man. They're going to lose 30-22. What a distasteful piece of garbage this was, man. Totally distasteful. Awful. Disrespectful. Trash. Garbage. Filth. That's the words that come to mind. The final, the Saints lose 30-22. Wasn't even close, fam. Was not close at all. Terrible, man. I'm at a loss of words, fam. Appreciate the family members, man. I just, man. I picked them to lose the game. I didn't have faith that they were going to actually win the game. You know, I kind of figured this would it be, because I kept asking the question, which offense would show up to play? Which offense would show? Which offense would show up? And you got your answer. Dysfunctional Dynamite, with the head singer of Dysfunctional Dynamite, Check Down Charlie. Malcolm says we just got to keep chopping wood, Q.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up and bringing me back to this world.
I mean, this is absolutely horrible, terrible, stanky, trifling, garbage, craptastic, awful, garbage-ass team with a dumb head coach, terribly flawed, inconsistent, one side staring down, checking down $30 million annually, $150+ million contract ass quarterback with a leaky, over the hill offensive line that can't open up holes, plays with no intensity, no focus, no determination, no intelligence, no discipline. And it's an overall macrocosm of a coach who lacks all of the principles and all of the mentality, all of the skills that you would need to be able to put together a quality team. You can give him talented players, and he will not use them to their fullest because he doesn't have what it takes to be great. And I won't sound mean, but some people are not meant to be head coaches because they lack things. And this guy doesn't have it. So, I mean, fam, I'm going to get to your super chats right quick. Jamie says Saints only come back when the other team pumped the brakes. This was just awful, man. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you. M. Dot says, not even mad this week, Q. No, because we didn't allow them to jerk at your heartstrings. We wasn't fooled by that bullshit at the end of the fourth quarter where they put 15 points up like they was going to challenge the Rams. We wasn't fooled by that. We didn't get all tied into it emotionally. And I warn family members, let's say family members, do not get involved, get your heart up into this here because these people about to lose. If they were serious about winning, then they would have done that at the start of the game. Why didn't you do that at the start of the game? Why did it take for you to be down? At what point was it 30-7? Why did it take that to happen for you to finally get going in the fourth quarter? Why? Why? Because the pressure was off. It was different when the pressure was on. This team is not ready for the big time. That's what I was saying. The quarterback is a guy that's not ready for the big time. When he had an opportunity to get the team back in the game, what he did, he threw a pick that turned into 7 points against the team. And by the way, before the Carr lovers wanted to give Carr the credit, the interception that he threw that turned into the points was the decision on why the Saints lost the game again. So the Atlanta game, pick six, it was the deciding factor in this game. If he had not thrown the interception, that wouldn't have been 7 against the Saints. So Carr, direct correlation and why the Saints lost this matchup today. And this was one of the games where if you're trying to play for a playoff spot, you don't have this type of performance. You don't go out here and lay this type of performance out when you have every opportunity to take possession of the game, and yet you play around, screw around, mess around, and be down 30-7 or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden you won't try to put 15 points together on the back of the fourth to make it an 8-point game? For real, that's how we doing this? It won't work, bro. It won't work. This game was not close despite what the score says, and they play like that. And for them to do that, that's disrespectful. Because if you can put 15 points up in the fourth quarter, you could put it up in the first quarter. You could put it up in the second quarter. You could put it up in the third quarter. And you can play like a team that want to win. This team does not play like a team that want to win anything. They shrink, and they run away from the light. They had an opportunity to make a statement before the entire NFL world today. All of the eyes of the world, the NFL world, the football world was focused on Los Angeles and the Saints tonight, and the Saints put up this type of bullshit performance before everybody. Before everybody. Once again, if you could put 15 points up in the fourth quarter, you can do it in the second. You can do it in the first. You can do it in the third. It's bull. These people not serious about winning, family. They're not serious about winning anything. They're not serious. You think a team, this game had playoff implications to it. All of them do. They were against a team that was 7-7. They had talent just like the other team had talent. This guy didn't come to play today. They did not come to play today, and they're not serious about winning no games. Shout out to the fam, man. I appreciate all the super chats, fam. But this was one like I just get tired of it, man. Thomas says all week going to hear is how. Yeah, I think I covered this one. He said all week we're going to hear is how good we've played, how they played. Once the defense plays soft, they can be a good team. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Jesse says we should hire Dan Campbell as head coach. Look like he turned around Detroit. They're not going to let him go. Campbell got DA fired. DA washed up. DA's not even a head coach. Thank you, Jesse. DA needs to go, man. He needs to go, and so does that dumb Mickey Loomis. P. Max says fire Dennis Allen and hire a high school coach. Yeah, I'll take a janitor over Dennis Allen right now. I need somebody with motivational abilities to promote and attention to detail, bro. Just something that you would look for in a leader or a guy that can lead people to something positive. Not a weasel face guy that's backstabby, that lies, and that's inconsistent. And I warned family members, I said, family, this team had 3 2-game winning streaks this season. And every last one of the 2-game losing streaks ended with a loss. They never got to 3. Why? That's a pattern. The pattern is it requires a certain attention to detail and discipline to pile up 3 wins in a row. They don't have the focus or the discipline or the determination to do these things. They got a quarterback back there that is just error prone like a dog. A guy that's not made for the big lights. He started throwing touchdowns when the game didn't even matter. It did not matter when he was doing the 15 points to 2 touchdowns on the back of the game. It did not matter. It was over with. Pressure's off. So the pressure's off. We can play how we want to play. Totally stupid, man. These people are not serious about winning, family. Playing like that. They're not serious about winning no games. They're not. It's awful, man. It's stupid. Y'all stay right with us. We're going to play Dennis Allen goof ass in a minute and see what he got to say. Brent says for excuses where we're already been in a short, well, it's a short week. Yep. Get ready for that. Put it, y'all, family, entertain me, indulge me. Put in the chat the excuses Dennis Allen's going to come with up at the press conference. Put it in the chat. Y'all lay it, what he's going to come. Thank you, Brent. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
I want to say thank you very much.
What he going to say?
Picking me up and bringing me back to this world.
What the hell Dennis Allen going to say in the press conference? Put it in the chat. What excuse is he going to use for this one? Jamie says they're going to say like how we fought on the podium, how we fought in the podium. For real? Dude, if that guy comes up there and says that, bro, that dude is a joke, a clown, and a buffoon, and he needs not to lead any damn body. This was disgraceful. And then the fact of the matter, the Saints tried to turn it up in the fourth quarter with 2 scores and they were out of reach was laughable. And the question is, why didn't they do that when it mattered, when you had time to do it? And then the Saints down the stretch did all kind of that stupid squib kick. That's the stupid possessions, how they ran through the timeouts, wasted the timeouts. So they didn't have any timeouts to stop anything. They blew and wasted all the timeouts in the second half of the game. Total play mismanagement, just all kind of stuff, man. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it, man. Y'all put it in the chat. I'm going to highlight you. Let me go over these statistics right quick. But put in the chat, man, what y'all think Dennis Allen's the excuse is going to use. First down, Rams 23-18. Third down, Rams are 4 out of 12 on third down. Saints are 5 of 11, 0 for 3 from the fourth quarter. You look at total plays, Rams had 67 to 58 there. Saints 10-10 with the drives. Total yards 458 to 339 advantage Rams. Rams average 7 yards per play. Saints almost 6 yards per play. 325 yards passing for the Rams versus 304 by the Saints. 133 rushing yards for the Rams. They had 34 pass attempts versus 32 rushing attempts. That was a balanced day. The Saints had 40 pass attempts versus 16 rush attempts for 35 stinking yards today. You think that's all on stupid Carr? That's also on that trashy, unprofessional, garbage time, bullshit, overpaid Saints offensive line. Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, who gets beat in constant recession, almost like it's a bad episode of Groundhog Day. He gets beat all the time. McCoy is always on his backside. Andrews Pete is on his backside. Hurst can't block to save his life and need to be put in the hearse and shipped the hell up out of here. That line is gutless, ballless. And I would rather have Trevor Penning out there having some guts, playing with some guts, than to have these old-ass, overpaid veterans that's not doing nothing. That's horrible. You get 35 yards on 16 attempts and 2.2 yards rushing. Man, come on, man. This is awful, man. Terrible. Garbage, man. Awful. Red zone, Saints 1 for 1 in the red zone. Rams 3 for 6. Saints went to red zone one time all game. 3 of 6 was the Rams. The penalties wasn't even a factor in the game. Time of possession, 34-18 versus 25-42 advantage Rams. Box score, Carr's numbers, 27 of 40 for 319, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 sacks, and a rating of 106.1. You see the game here? It wasn't even close. But they kept Carr in there in that fourth quarter to pile up his stats to make it look a lot better than what it was, so you don't lay it on him. Stafford 24 of 34 for 328, averaged 10 yards per throw, man. Every time he threw the ball, it was a first down. 2 touchdowns. Saints got to him one time. Where was the blitz? Where was the rush it? Where was it at? What was the defense? Getting to the quarterback. Where was that at today? Where was it at? Kyron Williams, 104 yards today, almost 5 yards per carry and a touchdown. He did his thing. Puka, 9 catches off 11 targets, 164 yards and a touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson, who's usually the third guy, 6 catches, 82 yards and a touchdown. And Cooper Kupp wasn't the guy that killed you. It was Puka and DeMarcus. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what we witnessed today here. Unbelievable. John Johnson III for the Rams. He led the way with 8 tackles. The Rams had sacks on these people. Paulson Adebo led with 10 tackles. Tyrann Mathieu had 9. 1 sack was by Carl Granderson. Where was the defense? Tell them turn on the goddamn disco ball now and dance around and plot around and give out game balls now. When stuff really count, when you beat a team that's not all there and they got an undrafted rookie on top of them versus a straight up rookie team that you beat before. Now you got a standing vet standing before you, and look how you look. Get your damn disco ball and your music and your smoke and dance your ass around there, Saints. I mean, come on, man. Awful, awful, awful today, man. Awful. I tell you, man, and this was what I was saying, and I don't want to just toot my horn, fam, but I've been saying what I've been seeing. I've been telling the family members what I've been seeing. And what I have been seeing from the Saints offensive-wise is the offensive unit is disjointed. The offensive line in particular. It doesn't play with any synergy. Guys miss blocks. The right side might be performing. The left side is out there missing blocks on pulls. There is no force in it's not a mauling mentality like an offensive lineman with a nasty disposition going out there pushing guys around. None of that is happening with the Saints offensive line. They can't even open up holes for Elvin Kamara to run through. They can't even open them up. They did a fairly decent job of keeping the Rams off of Derek Carr today, and it still didn't yield results of a win. Aaron Donald didn't have, matter of fact, let me see if Aaron Donald even had anything. They actually did a pretty decent job of keeping Aaron Donald quiet. Aaron Donald, let me see what his number, 2 tackles, no sacks, 2 tackles. Aaron Donald was held quiet today, and it still lost the game because you got a quarterback that in the offensive line that don't operate on code. So it's just stupid, man. I'm so sick and tired of watching this happen week after week because they don't fix anything. They don't fix anything. This Carr dude does the same thing over and over again. And they pretend like he is doing something right when he's not doing it correctly. Check down Charlie here. And it's just, I'm sick of Carr. I really am. I'm sick of this inconsistent bullshit offense that can't thrive when they're supposed to thrive and then thrive when the game is out of line, it's out of reach. Oh man, you seen that, man? We almost came back. Well, we tried, man. We was out there fighting our asses off, man. We almost came back. We almost won, family. We almost came back. Did you see us fighting back? And no, you didn't. No, you did not. No, bro. No, that's not what happened. You messed around. You played around the whole game, and then on the back end of the game, you want to hurry up and put 15 points on the board and say, "Look, we lost by 8. We was, gosh darn it, we was almost in there." Man, I don't want to hear none of that, man. This was a game they were supposed to win, and they shrunk when the limelight was on them. They shrunk. And that goes to show this team ain't ready to win nothing, man. It's not no big time thinking team. This quarterback getting paid $100-something million a year. For 4 years, $30+ million a year, and he ain't no big time quarterback. Did you see how he shrunk? He threw the man, my goodness. Thomas says, Q, you think Dade lost a step as a D coordinator also because McVay and his offense was doing what they wanted to out there? I mean, I think that at some point the defense feeds off the offense and vice versa. It's reciprocal. It's a cycle effect, you see. And what the defense didn't have anything to feed off of the offense. I mean, the defense was doing it, at early on. Now they kept them close in several different drives that happened where the Rams kicked field goals, which kept the Saints in it, had the Saints scored touchdowns to catch up. At one point, they was only trailing by 13 points. A touchdown puts them within striking distance. That's not what happened, though. Carr gets an opportunity, and then he gets in there and he throws an interception. Then they take the interception and turn it into points. Not to mention the first drive out. It's just, boy, I'm telling you, man. Anyway, here go this clown on the podium. Y'all put one in the chat if you can hear this simpleton, man. Here we go.
Offensively, I thought they got after us pretty good. We didn't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And, even at the times that we did, I thought, look, you got to give those guys a lot of credit because I thought they played outstanding on offense. I kind of knew going into this game that it was going to be a challenge.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
I knew Matthew Stafford was playing
Come
really good.
on, man.
I don't think we played the way we needed to play either. I thought there was too many times where we talked a lot about, eye candy, early in the week, and I thought it affected us on some plays. So we certainly have to be better. I got to do a better job with those guys. Offensively, I felt like we moved the ball again, and I felt like there were some opportunities that we just didn't take advantage of. Potential, conversions, keep drives alive. I just felt like there was too many missed opportunities offensively. The first drive, we're moving the ball well and, end up turning the ball over on downs when we had a, pretty good drive going. So anyway, I'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, what led to the decision to go for it on fourth down and later?
Yeah, so, well, we went for it twice on fourth down, I think, right, in the first half. And, look, we came into this game wanting to be aggressive. And knowing that the type of team that we were playing, the offense that we were playing, we knew that, field goals weren't the way to go try to win this game. And yet, we didn't want to be reckless, but we felt like in both those situations, we felt like we had plays that we liked. Unfortunately it didn't work out, but there's a mindset going into it to be aggressive. I just felt like, we needed to get Ugo in there and give him an opportunity to go play.
Can you talk a little bit about the decision for the onside kick toward the end of the game?
Yeah, I think it was 3:53, something like that, to go in the game. We were out of timeouts. Honestly, we hadn't done a great job of stopping them up to that point. So I felt like, the onside kick was the right play. And we didn't get it. And so, we were going to have to stop them either way. So we went for the onside kick to try to get it and see if we couldn't go down and tie the game. Well, look, I mean, I think, I think they got him a couple times with his eyes. And so I just felt like it was the right move for our team at that point.
It's like eye discipline and tackling is something that we've heard a few times in these conversations. Why is it that that's something that continuously?
Well, yeah. I mean, takes a lot of discipline to do that. And I think there's been times where it's been good and some times where it hadn't been as good. And I think that's always been the challenge defensively, even on the, the best defenses I've been a part of that's always a challenge.
And it's when Stafford has time, they got difficult to stop from finding it.
No, he's extremely difficult. I mean, look, I think he's playing at an extremely high level. Some of the throws that you see him make, I saw a lot on tape that he's making, pinpoint throws, off his back foot under pressure, all those kinds of things. And look, he made a couple of really good throws today. He put it in a great spot. There was times where we had good coverage and they made plays, and there was times where we weren't in good enough coverage and they made plays. So, but we'll go back and look at the tape and see, where we could be better. But look, they were better than us tonight.
Dennis, this was another loss where the team fought back late, but it fell short. Why do you feel like it takes almost to where it's desperation mode to see things kind of moving with the offense?
I can't answer that question. I don't know the answer to that. I do know that our guys continue to fight. It's, can be a little frustrating that you'd like to think you could, do some of those things a little bit earlier in the game. And like I said, we moved the ball at times early in the game. We missed some opportunities and to keep some drives alive. So, but look, we lost on the road to a good team. And now we got to go regroup and get ready for Tampa Bay.
Yes, what's sort of your message to the team now that you don't really control your own destiny?
Look, I think the biggest thing is we got 2 divisional games left to play, and so our focus is going to be on trying to win those 2 divisional games, and then we'll let everything play out from there.
With the onside kick, I know you said you have to stop him either way, but obviously that put them close to field goal range. Was it a tough decision?
Yeah, look, it was a conversation that we had, and I felt like trying to, taking our chances on trying to get the onside kick probably gave us the best opportunity to win, and we didn't get it.
Was it more that when you assess that, like you're looking at the defense and how they?
Yeah, we hadn't done a great job. We hadn't done a great job of stopping them, up to that point, So, and that's part of what the conversation was.
Was the intent with the onside kick to try to get a better balance or anything? Was there anything about the execution of the onside kick?
Well, look, they're challenging to get in our league now based on the way they make you line up and everything. I think we were kind of hoping they would kind of overshift a little bit more. And I think the ball kind of bounced off his chest a little bit. We just, we weren't quite there to make the play.
Was run blocking an issue today? It seems like.
Yeah, well, we didn't run the ball well, and we need to run the ball better, because we can't just be, drop back passing team or play action passing team. We need to be able to run the football better.
What do you think you can do to make the run game more effective?
Well, look, we'll have to go back to work at it. You know what I mean? I wish there was magic formula, but we'll have to go back to work at it and see where we can be better.
That's how you play Derek.
Yeah, I think overall I thought he played well. I think there's certainly some plays that he and we would probably like to have back. I don't know statistically how it finished up. I thought there was some plays that he made, and I thought there was probably a couple of plays in there that I felt like it wasn't where we needed to be. So, yeah, I thought he played okay.
How did you think he handled the pressure today? It seems like they were impressive early.
Yeah, I think, I think he was fine. You know, I think he was fine. I think, obviously there's sometimes again where, maybe get through his progression a little bit quicker. Maybe hang in there a little bit more. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it, but I thought overall, it was a solid game for him.
Getting Chris Olave back in the lineup seemed like there was still a conscious effort to continue to spread the ball around. I think there's still 8 receivers and still caught passes. I think, is that a little bit more what you want from the passing games?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to be able to spread the ball around, and really when you're at your best is, when you can call a pass play and get through your progressions and get it to the right guy based on the coverage that we're seeing. I mean, that's what efficient, offense is about. And so being able to spread the ball around, I think is good. Yeah. Yeah, look, I'd say he was certainly not 100%, but I was proud of him for coming in and battling, the way that he did. Made some plays, probably a couple plays again, like, that he'd like to have back and we need to have back. But I thought overall there was a lot of good things I saw from him.
Dennis, how much did momentum change getting up that late touchdown at the end of the second quarter?
Well, it obviously was a big play in the game, a big, momentum changer in the game. At the end of the second quarter when I made the decision to go for it. I wanted to be aggressive. Obviously they had 3 timeouts. So you punt the ball away and give it to them, hopefully backed up. But they still got 3 timeouts in their pocket. So, again, we weren't playing this game to try not to get beat. We were trying to play this game to win. So,
how do you feel with the execution of the drive right before that, the 2-minute drive that y'all had the opportunity for? There were still 2 timeouts, things that I don't know, we couldn't tell from where we felt a little bit more flustered in a way. Did you feel that, or was that just against the clock?
No, I think that was probably just more against the clock. I didn't feel that at all.
And this is a pretty important game, obviously, with huge playoff implications. How do you feel about the fact that the team, started out slow in such an important game, and now kind of goes from a 7% chance to win the playoff to make the playoffs to 20? My shorter question is, is it disappointing that the team went out and performed that way?
Yeah. We certainly would have liked to have, started the game better, played better, finished better, but we didn't. So, I'm not into the percentages though. I'm really not. I'm just focused on, look, we let an opportunity go by. And so now we got to get ready for the things that we control, which is getting ready to go play Tampa.
Is it difficult to regroup after this?
No, we'll regroup. We'll regroup. We're still in this thing. All right. Thanks.
Absolutely ridiculous, man. Let me add something to this, man. That was absolutely garbage. The guy's a joke, man. Listen, dude. Derek Carr, how he performed tonight was a joke. The numbers are lies. The most of the numbers happened for Carr was in the fourth quarter when the game was out of hand. This game was never close, despite the fact that it shows the Saints lost by 8 points. This was garbage. So and this is the hypocrisy of a dumb backwards coach who will want to elevate his quarterback when he does well, but doesn't want to criticize him when he was directly involved with why the team lost the game. None of this made sense. None of it made sense. This guy is over his head. He's over his damn head. All of this is garbage. What the hell is he talking about? The running game didn't work, and Elvin Kamara tried to get going. He can't get going because the offensive line for the Saints suck. The left tackle and the left guard are putrid. The center, McCoy, has regressed. We pay these guys, and they don't play with any fire or intensity. They're always on their ass, or they can't block properly. They're slow to on screens to set up. I'm just sick of seeing the trash. How is Elvin Kamara supposed to run through that garbage? I mean, it's terrible, man. It's awful. Dennis Allen is a freaking moron, man. Anyway, let me bring Pops Q in, man. Pops, you listen to that shyster Dennis Allen talk mess and trying to elevate his putrid quarterback. And they look at Carr's numbers. Carr's numbers actually play pretty good, Q, in the game, man. Shut up. Carr gave you garbage time stats to pad his stuff so he can look decently. The Saints, why didn't he perform like that when the game mattered? Is the question I'm asking. It's a good question. It's not Carr bashing or Carr vandalizing. It's not talking crap or being disingenuous. Why didn't Derek Carr play like that in the third, the second, and in the first quarter? Why did he put up 15 points and play like that on the back of the game when the game was out of reach, when the game was already over? Why did they not play with that same intensity? All right, shout out to you, Brent. Man, he says for aggressive checkdowns. Look, we're only in week 16. Come on, man. Right. And he says he wishes there was a magic formula, but no, it's not a magic formula involved. It's called coaching. It's called knowing what you're doing. It's called attention to detail. You want some magical results? How about applying something, a mystical formula that a magician created? And I'm being sarcastic here, called accountability. How about that? How about applying accountability, Dennis Allen? How about calling a spade and telling the truth, Dennis Allen? How about criticizing your stinking quarterback when he does wrong? And not only that, but instructing his offensive coaches to fix the flaws in his game. And if he does not perform, you bench him for a guy that will. How about that? But he won't do any of that because he's not a real coach. He's a dummy. He's a moron. That's why he doesn't change anything. And they got this stupid philosophy about Derek Carr being a savior. Derek Carr is not anybody's savior. He had 40 attempts tonight and still couldn't bring. And his interception was the reason why the Saints lost. His turnover turned into 7 points. They lost by 8. Had he not turned the ball over, they might have won the game. So, I mean, the dude is unbelievable. We're going to pull Pops Q in. Pops, welcome on in, man. Talk to me about this, man. Let me know what you've seen tonight from the game. Oh, I don't hear you. I think you got yourself muted. All right, unmute yourself, Pops. I see you muted there. All right, you're good to go.
Yeah, I see some things in his game, and he is still doing that stare down. It's amazing he's completing any kind of passes. He doesn't have a quick 1, 2, 3, let the ball go regression. Or he don't understand the mechanics. There's something about his mechanics. He's got the arm to reach to get the ball out, but his mechanics and his choices of where he's going with the ball seem to have some issues. I never expected him to beat the Rams. The Rams run it. They're like a tortoise and a hare. The Rams run a hair type offense that's fast, and they're running in turtle mode or tortoise mode. They're very slow. Except for they got a couple of wide, fast guys that they can get the ball to. He's not even looking at his tight end. He got one tight end pass out, but you got to be able to get more than that. And where was Graham? Why was Graham? So there's some special reason why they holding him out. I don't understand that. He could have helped them in this game. Why was Jimmy not in the game? I want to know that question. And and it's the same dribble. I call it dribble, dribble. It's coming out of this man's mouth every time he gets up there to speak. It's embarrassing. I fully do not expect them to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come whenever it is Sunday. I don't expect them. I don't even have faith that they're going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. And those are two games. Those are must win. If they're going to get the division, they got to win. You can't win with this guy playing the way he's playing. It's just not going to happen. The running game, offensive line, that offensive line coach, maybe they need to get rid of him.
Well, you got to give credit to them always first. They beat us, and we did a great job of fighting back, but it wasn't enough. And so proud of our guys for that always, with the way we executed at the end of the game in the second half. But obviously losing game by 8 points, it hurts because you think about every single play, that what could have been, but it's tough. You got to tip your hat to them, to their coaching staff, to their players. And they did a great job.
In the half sequence, did you feel that was kind of a little bit rushed since you guys had 2 timeouts, or did it kind of play out the way you thought it would? Yeah,
we all feel better if Chris's shoe doesn't blow up, and we got to play there, and he made a great decision on the route, exactly what we talked about. He ran a great route, and then his shoe just rips apart, and it's like, dude, not the time, for that, and then he can do about it. But I think that then after that, you're trying to, make the play, make something happen, and both times on the 4th down, I love the aggressiveness. DA, was very clear on that to the team, and obviously against that offense, it's you're not going to win a lot of games kicking field goals against them. You play them 10 times, you keep kicking field goals, it's going to be tough. And so we knew as offense we needed to execute, and there was just a couple. I mean, we had opportunities. There's a couple. The second one I had to get it out quick and tried to guess, where he's going to be. And then the first one, they just got in there. Chris ran a great route, and we would have had that one, but they made a play.
Derek, how do you feel like the offensive line held up against the pressure tonight?
Well, we knew it was going to be tough. We knew it was going to be tough, more so than just, Aaron and what he's able to do by himself physically. They make it tough schematically because they know certain things you have to do without getting obviously all into it to make it hard on other parts of your protection. And they did. They made it tough at times, but I thought our guys fought and did a great job of trying to limit as best they could. And really in the second half fought really well. That's a tough team to go 2-minute kind of tempo against because of what they can do up front. And our line kept us in the game, and we were able to make plays for them.
Yeah, obviously tough running the ball tonight. Why do you think they were so effective in taking that away?
Yeah, the play actions were good. And so, usually when that's good, you would say, the runs, it's hard for me to tell because I'm turning my back every time. That would be better for, those guys to talk about, but after I watch the film, we'll see. But they did. They made it tough. You got to give credit to their front. They did a good job in certain areas and certain things, but I also thought our guys did good too.
The third down efficiency tonight was how would you describe the effort there? I think it started 2 for 8 there before kind of rallying.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough at the beginning. There was a couple plays where, we were going to have to make some corrections because, I was expecting one thing and we got another. But these are the positive is we've been able to talk about things and then get on the same page and do it better. So some things came up, something came up today that hadn't happened to us yet, and you're like, why today? But it did, and we'll talk about that because then we could have had another one there. I think about, there was another one again, simple correction to make. Just sucks that, with only 3 games left that, oh man, now we got to fix it now, but we'll be positive about that. But I thought we did a good job of the plan we loved, and so I thought we got going, started picking them up. We were close again on a couple others. But at the beginning, it was not good enough. And that's just simple. It wasn't good enough by us as players.
Hey, Derek, you all no longer control your own destiny. But
yeah.
What's kind of mindset going to these last 2 games?
It's playoff mentality. That's been our mentality, but really win or go home kind of thing. And so thankful to be playing meaningful games in December, but we have to do our business. We can't worry about, again, I've been in those scenarios. We have 1% chance and all that kind of stuff. I've lived that world, and all you can focus on is what you can control, no matter how tough it is, no matter how much you want to watch everyone else. It really doesn't matter at this point for us. We have to win the last 2. We have to win our games. It's going to be tough because it's 2 teams that have beat us. And so, hopefully, everyone's mindset, get some rest, spend time, on Christmas with their families. That's always good for your heart and for your mentals, as Money would say. And you just got to keep pushing forward. After that, Tuesday we're coming in and we got to go. And so I'll be studying on my off time and getting ready for these 2 games for sure, because they're big for us.
Derek, following back up on the Blues question, asking about 3rd down, you mentioned that something had came up in the game and having to fix something in real time. What's the challenge in that, and can you just share what that maybe, not what it was, but around it? Yeah.
I'm glad I wouldn't, say it by now, and I'm sorry. That doesn't help you too much, but it came up, and it's like, dang, we haven't talked about that, and so when you haven't talked about it, it's a little frustrating, but it gave us an opportunity to say, okay, hey, I see, we're playing the game, I see what you're feeling, all that, but if I'm not expecting it, if we haven't talked about it, it's kind of tough for me to make that decision and cut it loose, especially with not knowing what's coming and certain things in the play. So, we got better from it, and we'll continue to grow. But, it's just hard and frustrating when it happens like this late in the year, because it's like, dang, we needed that one. And so it makes it hard. But, me, I'll be positive and keep pushing, keep fighting.
Speaking of aggressiveness, you guys came very close to having something with Shaheed there, the very end of the first half.
Yeah.
Is that just did you expect him to go to bend that toward the sideline on that, or was it just?
Yeah, well, honestly, 99 was in the backfield immediately, and I don't know what happened. So I'm not trying to say why or anything like that. He was there, and I saw AK going, so I had to step up. And as I was getting hit by someone else, I had to throw it way earlier than I wanted to. And so, if I threw it to where I expected, but that's not on Shaheed either, because, when he's running the route, he sees it, and we've talked about what he did, but I just didn't have the time to see that, be able to read that out.
Did your arm get hit on the interception?
Yeah, but I was trying to throw it over his head, seeing him drop. I was trying to throw it back over his head, but I just didn't get enough on it.
Derek, loving to see the fight. This is another loss where you guys get close in the end. Is it frustrating, or why does it feel like it maybe takes until it's desperation mode for the offensive coming in games like this?
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like for a few weeks here now, minus a few times, but I really felt like we've been doing a good job. We've been moving the ball. We've been doing things. Even today, I thought we were moving the heck out of the ball. We had a lot of explosives in the pass game. We felt very confident with all that, and that felt good. But the execution of critical situations wasn't there. And it takes offensive football. It takes all 11. It takes all 11, and that's frustrating. Yes, I am human. That does anger me, and but I'm trying my best to be positive and keep pushing forward, because that's all I know to do. Because that's what's going to solve the problem. So, also at the end of games, Coach Gruden always told me, he said, we're never out of a game. We keep that right arm in it. So I've always just that mentality. You just, as a quarterback, I kept telling our guys, keep believing, we're going to win. We're going to win. Boom, we'd score. Boom, we'd score. Then you felt the belief rise. But we didn't. We just ran out of time.
Derek, how much of a momentum change was that? Not making it on fourth down there with under 2 minutes left, and then they come down and score right before half.
You're exactly right. It was huge. Yeah, it was, and it hurts. It's hard. And again, when we knew we were going to be aggressive in the game. DA was very clear, with that, and especially laying out the plan. Hey, if they're doing this and it's going like this, and we got to be aggressive. You can't beat these guys kicking field goals. They're just too good. They're Super Bowl champions. And they still got a lot of their guys. And so, we knew that. We just felt bad that as an offense we couldn't, execute that for them, because then it makes it hard, momentum wise and on the defense. And we don't ever want to put them in that position.
When you can't get the run game going like today, we've got stopped up there. How does that make you the passing game more difficult?
Yeah, it makes it difficult, especially with 99 over there. Especially when he knows you got to throw it. That makes it difficult on protection calls, because now they can do certain things because they know you're doing things for him, and it absolutely makes it difficult. But I thought we threw it well. I thought our guys, for the most part, were where they needed to be. It wasn't perfect, but it definitely, to answer that part, it definitely makes it hard for a lot of reasons. And I'm not going to ramble on, but it definitely does, stress things, especially when you got a guy like that over there.
And, obviously late in the game, with the big deficit you had to throw, but early in the game, do you feel like things were too one-dimensional?
No, I mean, I loved our play action stuff. I think we had I can't remember off the top of my head, like 4 explosives, in the first half, just play actions. And, that's the threat of the way we've been running it. That's the threat. When I talked about earlier this week, when I turned my back and they got to make decisions and things like that, and guys are winning. I thought that was a big part. I thought that was a good part for us, honestly. But I think it's hard for a play caller. He calls one and it's 2nd 10. It's not a lot of calls that it makes it easy. It's not efficient. So we'll look at that. Again, I'm turning my back to those, so I don't know what was going on. But we'll look at it and try and correct these things for these last 2.
Along the line of play calls, was there just not a whole lot of things in place for Jimmy Graham today?
Yeah, there was a couple of times where he could have got it in certain looks, certain coverages, or matchups, ended up getting the ball to somebody else. And so that there was definitely a plan in place for him. So I wouldn't say that it was like that nothing was there for him. It was just certain looks that the ball just happened to go to other people. Good. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Wow. You want to talk about trash, garbage. My goodness. I mean, absolutely horrible. Man. One of the family members said something, man. I just want to liven the mood. I'm going to play this right quick. Getting Carr out of here, man. Here it is, fam.
We're going to keep this wild night happening. It's been the Audrey Grace.
All right.
Oh, God.
Pops in the goddamn Sandman out to get that word salad there.
Yeah, get his ass up out of it. But look, he got out there quick. He said the same thing he always say every time he lose a game, and then he got his ass up out of there. we in bad shape, family. I'm telling you the truth. Lord have mercy.
Oh man. Yeah, this is terrible. Go ahead, Pops. Finish your commentary, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know how far we can go with this guy. I don't, because it looked like the defense kind of gave up. They wasn't run stopping as well as they normally have, and then they weren't on point with some of the tackling, especially from the wide receivers and the tight end. They were missing tackles. You know, some of them was even out of coverage. And I agree, son. I think we need to make wholesale changes, starting with that head coach on down. Get some people in here that can mold this team like it should be. Because DA is not the person. He's not the guy that could get this team back. He's had enough time to do something. I mean, he's got Peyton's for the most part, he's got Peyton's players, and he still can't get nothing accomplished. It's time for him to. I think time for him to go at the end of the season, especially if we lose these. This is a crucial game coming up right here, even worse than the Rams game. But if they like I said, if they can beat the Bucks and the Falcons, they might have a chance. But Tampa's starting to roll. They win a few straight. The offense starts clicking. I don't see no hope for them. So it'll be wait till next year time again.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
That's awful, man. So, I mean, this is what it is, fam. Tonight, I won't hold y'all very long. We're gonna return. We'll return probably either Friday or Saturday, man. We kind of for rescheduling the program note for our Pelican Postgame Report family members. The Pelican Postgame Report show has been moved to Friday, where we open up the phone line so we can recap the Pelicans' blowout win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll cover some trade rumors and other things. Well, as far as the Saints are concerned, we'll pop up here tomorrow. You know, y'all just hit the notification bell. And like I said, what makes this even worse is the fact that you watch the head coach and the quarterback, two people that's directly responsible for why the team is 7-8, losing games, and you hear they don't have a clue what's going on. It's almost like these damn people live on another planet. Like you're living on Earth, and these people are living somewhere out in Pluto some damn way. It's all in a whole nother galaxy somewhere. They're not even close to what's wrong with this team. I mean, Dennis Allen doesn't have a clue, and his quarterback is involved in word salad. As long as that's happening, there will be no resolution. There won't be any answering of questions that have any positive thought that'll bring some solution here, some resolve. As long as the decision makers behave like what Dennis Allen is doing and the quarterback Derek Carr and Mickey Loomis, there'll be no resolution. They're not trying to win. The main thing that they need to do, if they're really serious about it, is start making changes. A person that is not making any changes to the offensive scheme and the team, the offense been stinking all damn year, and this guy week after week refuses to make changes and keeps everything the same. They're not serious about winning. You're not serious about winning. A quarterback that stands up there and talk about that they fought to get back in the game when you know that they didn't fought to get back in the game, when they basically took 3 quarters of football off and think that they can win in the fourth quarter, that's a joke. You did not fight to get into the game. That was BS. What they did was pad his goddamn stats so they can stand up there and say Carr threw for 300 yards or whatever it was and 3 touchdowns. It's a team effort. These people are not serious about winning, man. They're not. Anytime a general manager who sits on his ass, refuses to get involved and stop a coach who's obviously over his head, way over his head. The team is 7-8. And they facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is there anybody out there that think that the Saints gonna win the game? There's nobody even thinking that. They don't even believe that. You know why? Because the Saints don't have the answers. They're not serious about trying to find the answers. Despite that, this dude, Derek Carr, sat up there and said and told people, guess what? We got the answers. The answers are in the building. We got the answers. Reporter says, well, where are they? You know, let's hear it. Let's hear you. Well, you know, they're in the building. We got them in the building. Remember that crap? Y'all remember that? We got the answers in the building, sit up there and lie. As long as this type of sideshow Bob type shit going on right here, we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. These people are literally engaged in a very kindergarten level, preschool level propaganda. That don't even make any sense. We got the answers in the building, and what's the answers? Well, we can't tell you. And then you got 2 games left in the regular season, and they still stink. They still can't galvanize consistently to do anything positive. And keep talking about looking for answers while not making any changes. These people are not serious about winning. So I'm going to tell everybody out there to do not buy their tickets. Do not buy their junk. Do not go to any of their festivals or little outings that they put on. Do not support these people because they're playing games. They're not serious. So if they're playing games and they're not serious, then you get serious. You get on code and keep your money back. This is the only way out of this. Miggy Loomis is too stupid, lazy, and trifling to do anything about Dennis Allen. He hired him, and he intends to keep him there as long as he can keep him there, even if he's losing games and missing playoff berths and misses a whole nother playoff. He's going to try to keep him there. He's going to try to keep Dennis Allen in place. They don't want to. They leaked the report, and I think they're stupid enough to believe that they don't want to make a change with the guy and the guy not winning. What sense that makes? Because they're not serious about winning, because we keep giving them all the money. So hold back. Don't pay them people nothing. Don't give them nothing. No more money. No more money for tickets. No more money for concessions. Do not go do these damn games anymore. No more of these. None of that until they show you that they're serious about winning. Do not give them any money. And they listen to everything and say they don't like what I'm saying. But you can't take from the Who Dat Nation and give them an inferior product and then stand up there with this guy and he sits up there and does a bunch of word salad and just babbles and says absolutely nothing that speaks into the mind of why he was throwing interceptions, why he's reading half the field, why he refuses to go to progressions correctly, why is he checking the ball down as much as he is, why his passes are sailing, why his passes are inaccurate, why he's throwing into the ground or over the guy's head. They talked about the ball that he threw to Chris Olave. That was a dart that didn't need to be thrown. He could have put a little bit more touch on the ball. It's just a bunch of stuff with it, and it goes back to the quarterback because the guy holds the ball or touches the ball more than anybody. If he doesn't make the proper decisions with the ball, you're not going to win. So all of a sudden he gets hot on the back of the game and puts 2 touchdowns up real quick. Where was this at during the game in the third or the second or even the first quarter? You know why? Because the pressure was off. They were losing, so they cast away all doubt and started playing freely. That's a telltale sign. It's not a primetime team you're watching here. This offense is not primetime. They're not ready. They're not ready for what they're talking about getting there. These people are not ready for playoffs or anything. They're not serious because they could have took a step in the right direction by beating the Rams. They could have took possession on the temporary basis if they would have beat the Rams today. They went from 7-7 to 8-7, and at least to see what happens with the Rams. The Rams could have lost to the Jags. You would at least had that on them. But they continue to do what they continue to do, which is represent the folly and the dumbness of Dennis Allen, the up and down bull crap ways of Dennis Allen, the up and down Jimmy ass ways of Dennis Allen, and a word salad ass quarterback that doesn't want to take any responsibilities for plays that he's making that's hurting the team, including his interception today that hurt the Saints that was translated to a touchdown. Terrible, man. Stupid. Brent, shout out to you, says, remember Carr, it's going to be beautiful. Yeah, all his word salad. Well, just look at the next game. Come support us. Right. He wishes there was yeah, exactly. Thank you, Brent. That's what it comes down. It's like, remember these stupid people, man, for real, what they say and the lies that they spew. When Derek Carr set up on this same podium and talked about they had the answers in the building. Or you got the answers. What's the answers? Can't tell you, that's such and such. And now the team is 7-8. They have an extended bye period, like a mini bye, where they'll be able to go up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Saints is not a primetime team. This is not a team ready to do anything, man. This guy on the picture, he is not going to fix the shit that's wrong with his game that's killing the team. I'm gonna say it again. The dude stares down guys too much. The interception that he threw to the defensive back with the Rams today was a dumb play that any college quarterback wouldn't have done. You could look over there and see that there was a guy there. He zoned into Juwan Johnson and threw the ball irresponsibly into coverage without seeing the people that was there. This dude making $30 million a season doing this dumbness, man. Third string quarterbacks in the NFL wouldn't have done that type of stuff, man, that he does out there. This is a con job, man. I can understand a handful of shit that you bad at, but this dude how did he con his way to where he is right now playing like this? Now, I remember looking at the Raiders tape. He was not nearly as flawed as what he was here. But here, his game is severely disintegrating. When you just looking at half of the field, staring down guys, not even looking where you're throwing the football into coverage where guys are intercepting it. And then you can't drive the offense. Could you explain the pass where he threw to Juwan Johnson toward the left side of the field when he didn't even connect with him? The ball was 5 to 10 yards outside of where Juwan Johnson is. And that was a 4th down play. How explain that one? So, I mean, it's just, bro, I'm just sick of this because they're not serious about fixing the problems because they're not going to tell him what I just told you. They're not going to tell him that. They're going to sit up here and pretend like he has it all and he just needs to get better in knowing the offense. Whether he knows the offense or not, you can't get away in the NFL with that style of play against good teams. You can't do it. You can't get away with staring guys down like that. They'll take advantage of that. The poor teams won't, but the good teams will. And that to a degree explains a lot why he didn't win in the playoffs or that he didn't get there, because you can't get there like this, especially if they're relying on him to be the guy to take them there. And they're putting it 40 times in his hands to throw the ball, which they were forced to because the offensive line could not open up lanes for Elvin Kamara to run. The same stuff all over again. But do we change up anything? We run the same garbage out there over and over again. The same garbage. We don't threaten. We don't get Doug Marrone. Marrone needs to be fired and replaced with somebody that knows what they're doing, because that line is trifling. That's a veteran line, and those guys been here for at least 3 to 4 years. Each one of them has been here for at least 3 to 4 years. Every last one of those guys. Is no reason why the Saints offensive line can't open up lanes for Elvin to run. And they don't just do that against the good teams. They can't open up lanes against bad teams. The defense is not it's not kicked out of this either. The defense set up on their ass all day there and didn't get one sack on Matthew Stafford the entire game. One sack. They didn't get in there and knock them down. They didn't sack them multiple times. Where was the blitz at? Dennis Allen? Nowhere. This team is not a big time team. They're not ready, and these people are not serious. That's what it comes down to. They're not serious about winning here. They're wasting time, is what they're doing.
That's exactly right.
I'm gonna waste time. I'm done right here. I'm about to take my tail and go ahead on about my business. Anyway, last thoughts, Pop, before we vacate the premises.
Well, see y'all next year. I don't see him beating Tampa. He doesn't have the temperament to handle Tampa's defense because they play fast. The running game still is not where it needs to be, so they're not going to run the ball well on Tampa. The only other alternative is they're going to have to pass to win, or they're going to have to scheme their way to a win. And Carr seems to be too slow to react even to schemes. I mean, on one of those fourth down plays, the guy was open, he overthrew him. So ball on down a couple of times. I say he overthrew them. So he's just not temperamentally in the game to the level like Drew Brees was. You know, they would never got Drew off the field that quick. I mean, there was times when they did, but for the most part, Drew, when he got through and came out of that snap, after the snap, before he made the snap, I came out the hole, he knew where he was going with the ball. It only took him a few seconds to look around and find a guy open. And usually, if you can react that fast, then your people don't get covered up. They cover the Saints secondary, the Saints wide receivers, tight ends up because of Carr's reaction. They know Carr is going to only look one way. Yeah, and in this fast-paced league, you only got a couple of plays. You only got a couple of seconds to go. In other words, they're going to grab you and put you on the ground. So I don't know if he's ever going to develop that level. And Dennis Allen has stubbornness, won't play Jameis, and won't get Jameis ready to get in the game. You know, I don't blame Jameis. He won't get him. If you're not going to play me, trade me. You know, they trade the man. Don't have him sitting around you, waste his career, and you're going to start a half-meat quarterback, paid him all this money, and he's still losing games. For the most part, he lose. I watched that play on the interception. Threw it just like you said, Sonny. Threw that ball right to that guy, to the defensive player. Man, just stand there and wait on the ball to come to him. Johnson was covered by 3 people. Why would he try to force the ball in there? I don't understand it. I never will understand that. And right now, it's just a dog and pony show they got going on there. If I was Miss Gill, I'd come in there and clean them all out of there. Get rid of Mickey Loomis too. Get rid of all of them. It's time for new blood. It really is. It's time for new blood.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with your pops on that. Mickey Loomis is done, man. He cooked. He's out of here. Anytime a guy who makes a bad bet like this, and he's supposed to, as a general manager, you're supposed to be in a constant state of reevaluation. You're supposed to be reevaluating and looking at things on a week-to-week basis, not going and close the door in your in your room and go smash your ass somewhere. While Dennis Allen runs the team into the ground and gets upset when people booing the Saints because they are producing a crap product on the field, and then want to be upset and say they don't like the people booing the team. Booing doesn't help us. Cheering didn't help either. We were cheering before we started booing Mickey. But you don't see it like that. That's why you got to go. You're stupid. That's why, like, there's something wrong with you, because your loyalty should be to the Who Dat Nation. These are the people giving you the money. They're paying you. If they weren't giving you money, you wouldn't be working there, dude. That's how that works. The support comes from outside the building, and then you have the person on top to take the money and fund it to your ass. Yep. But even though he has 2 titles, and obviously he can't do 2 things at once. He's a vice president. I don't know what he's vice president of BS, of cleaning toilets, cleaning the windows, to make sure he's a vice president, to make sure the grass is cut. Whatever that is, let him have that and keep that. As far as what we need to do, we need a real general manager who actually participates in managing stuff, who actually does the managing aspect of the term, that needs to manage the team, because the team is struggling. They're losing games. They can't even afford to lose these games, and they're losing these games. And now they're talking about they're going to try to stay in it. We still got a chance with the Bucks. Man, get out of here, man. Get out of here. You're not fooling. You can't beat anybody consistently with this style of play. This is, in the mere fact that he doesn't see that he comes to the podium with the same stuff over and over again, lets you know you're not the man. Now, Mickey Loomis should be seeing that week to week. He should have seen it the first year and reevaluated them. And then when he brought him back the second year, look at the results. He's under 500 again with 2 games left in the season. He finished 7-10 last year, and he's under 500 with 2 games remaining in the season. And he wants it to be a photo finish because he's lazy. He doesn't want to change out and go and do the research to find another head coach, even though he sat on his ass and ran through it and violated the Rooney Rule by going to talk to Flores and all these other guys to only cycle back to Dennis Allen. You knew you wasn't going to hire none of those guys. So the guys that they didn't hire was the guys kicking their teeth in every week. It's crazy. But in the end, hold back your money and support. Don't go to none of these functions. Don't give them no money. Don't buy none of their crappy merchandise. Hold back. Don't buy anything. You want to buy something, buy somebody, buy from us, buy from other family members that's building. Don't give your money to the Saints. If you got to support somebody that's rocking with you. It don't have to be me. It can be anybody. Support somebody that's rocking with you, that you vibing with, that you believe in. But don't support these people, man, because they don't deserve it, man, for real. All right, so anyway, that's going to be the end of the stream, man. Listen, I appreciate you guys for chiming in. I'm going to get on out the way. I'm going to try to promise to pack up and be here for Friday. We got the Pelican postgame report we'll be doing tomorrow. We'll be opening up the phone lines. And if I don't give you a show for Friday, family, it'll probably be Friday. I know it won't be Saturday, but it'll more than likely be Friday. Perhaps Saturday, it'll be Christmas Eve show. I don't know. We'll see. But just hit the notification bells on that, fam, and I'll make sure I pop up back up here, and we'll have some reaction, man. This is pathetic, man. Saints go down to the Rams 30-22, and it wasn't even close. Don't be fooled by that score. Don't be fooled by that at all. Much love to the family. I'll holler at you on the flip side. I'm out. Who that?
Yeah. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Fucking like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
TheWhoDatDaily.com. That's right, thewhothatdaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, whothatdaily.com is your site. The whothatdaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who Dat too. HomeBistro.com. Freshly prepared, home delivered, restaurant quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50 plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commitment. Welcome to the One Shop Gourmet Food Delivery, specializing affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from HomeBistro.com? Restaurant quality, made with natural ingredients, delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat. Doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering, and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with HomeBistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with Home